my apologies for the crappy video, but this is the only phone I have with free space, so I'm going to have to use it. I'm on a Route 32 North. It is bus number 8147. It is 401. April 1st. I got the video on the time, but it's 5:16. There we go, 5:16 p.m. I do love that display that shows the date and time when you're riding the bus. I don't get video of it very often. So this is where this route ends. It turns left onto. Thank you. It turns left onto 36th Street from Camelback Road and camps out here for a while. And as you can see, there's another bus camped out there. Let me just see what buses there are. There's 8147. That's the articulated bus I just got off of. And then there's another one just sitting here camped out as well. And this is not a transit center. This is just an intersection with very little at it. That's bus 5150. I've always said the bus system here is crazy, but the fact that we have a 5150, that confirms it. So anyway, I'm often complaining about the whole concept of not in-service buses and how they I feel cripple the transit system. So okay, there goes Route 50, and that probably has the people that just got off the bus. So anyway, Route 60, or sorry, trying to keep my thoughts straight here. There's Route 50 right now going in each direction, and I could try to run and get over on it, but I'm not going to. I just kind of want to show what's happening here. Anyway, yeah, the Route 32, it comes north on 32nd Street. I actually caught it there at the light rail station. I was waiting I was going to have about 10 more minutes until my light rail showed up, my train showed up, and then I looked, and here comes a bus down Washington Street. And as I was approaching the train stop there, thank you for stopping. As I was approaching the train stop there, I noticed that the Route 1 picked up. That's the Washington bus, and took off, which I wasn't planning on taking that, but whatever. Sometimes I forget that there's, in spite of the fact there being light rail on Washington, there's still a bus that goes down Washington. And, which is good, because Washington doesn't have as many stops on the light rail as say, Central. The stops are kind of spaced away apart. So yeah, there's definitely a bus needed for, because it's, places on Washington, you're just too damn far away from a light rail stop. Anyway, so I saw that go, and I wasn't really wanting to take that. But as I was sitting waiting, and I knew I had about 12 minutes until the light rail was going to show up, I looked and saw a bus coming, and I'm like, a little surprised. I'm thinking, oh wait, the one was just here, and I'm pretty sure that's every 30-minute bus. Why would there be one suddenly showing up again? So I ran over to the stop just to see what it was. Threw my mask on, and come to find out it was a Route 32. And I sometimes forget that Route 32 does that little stretch of Washington. Route 32 does go on Washington between 44th Street and 32nd Street. I've gone off about the insanity of that before, and why it's weird that Route 44 doesn't go down 44th Street, why 32 does it, but that's just how it is. Anyway, so I thought, well, what the hell? I'll catch that. That'll get me almost to the 60, and the 60 gets me to Bullocks. I'm still trying to get to Bullocks. Probably not going to make it in time for tacos, but that's a separate tragedy. Anyhow, and there's a Chase Bank. I always try to remember there's a branch right there. It's just good to know where my bank branches are in relation to bus routes and bus stops. Anyway. So I'm thinking, well, that almost gets me to the 60. It'll get me to 36th Street. And then the 60 starts up at 24th Street in Camelback. And hey, look, there's a hubcap. Anyway, it's like, yeah, I can walk that half mile. Probably in enough time, I hope. So I checked the schedule. At the time that bus dropped me off there, I have about 7 minutes to get myself to 24th Street. Kind of a crapshoot on whether or not I'll make it, but I'm still trying. You know what? I'm just going to jaywalk this because there's a break in traffic. Oh, hustle. Sit in front of those cars. Oh. I was actually thinking about using the pedestrian underpass that's coming up here, but that was just quicker. I jaywalked during the break in traffic. Anyway, so sorry if my thoughts are kind of discombobulated. I just really want to get this on video. And I got a 10-minute limit on video on this phone. The other ones are both out of space at the moment. So hopefully I can capture that in the next 4 minutes. So now I'll start another video. Whatever. So the 32nd Street, got it on Washington, goes to 32nd Street, turns right, goes north on 32nd Street to Camelback. Now 32nd Street goes all the way north to Lincoln, but those are, well, you know, nobody wants bus riffraff who lives north of Camelback on that stretch of 32nd Street. So 32nd Street bus turns. Goes left on Camelback. There was somebody, the bus stop for passengers, right there at 32nd Street and Camelback, and a woman got on. Basically, I couldn't hear the conversations. That was at the back of an articulated bus. My question, I would assume she asked, where he was going, and he said, I'm just going down to 36th Street. And she's like, oh, I need to go farther than that because that's how far she needed to go. She would probably walk. And as you saw, like, as I started shooting this video, there was a 50 right behind it. So I mean, she got a bus, whatever. But I'm thinking, watching in the Valley Metro Transit app, as much as I watch the non-in-service buses just to see what they are and where they're going, I've noticed quite frequently that what happens is that bus that ends and kicks everybody out right where I got off, and then it drives this half mile that I'm walking down Camelback to 24th Street and becomes a Route 60. That's what I'm generally seeing happening. Oh, by the way, there's the pedestrian underpass I was thinking about using. But this was too easy to jaywalk where I jaywalked. Anyway, yeah, so it goes this half mile stretch to 24th Street, and then it starts as a Route 60. Now, if that's what that bus always does, why not make that a single route? One of the buses that I rode in Portland, and I feel bad because I forget the names of the streets that he used, but basically started at the Tigard Transit Center, went on Pacific Highway, goes underneath the freeway. I forget which freeway it is, the Beaverton Expressway. It goes underneath that freeway, and then it changes names. I forget the name of the road it changes into. But it's one of the main drags that goes south. And it's also it's got a highway number. It goes south from downtown Portland. Goes up that road into downtown Portland. Kind of takes a route through downtown Portland. Goes across one of the bridges into East Portland. Into West Portland. And then it gets on Sandy, I think it's Sandy Road, which runs at an angle heading northwest. And it goes pretty much not to the end of that road, but to where that road hits the transit center where the red line light rail is. Like, why not have longer routes where you can get across town on it? Like, I don't understand why, if the Route 32 goes all the way westbound on Bethany Home, why it has this half mile stretch that it doesn't pick passengers up on. Makes no sense to me. Why couldn't I just simply stay on that bus and go all the way to my destination? I don't know. That's how it's done here. Anyway, there is my stop. I've only got 28 seconds of video that I can do on this phone, so it's probably going to be cut off before I get to the bus stop. 70 headed north. Yeah, I'm jaywalking. Gosh, too bad I don't have a sign here. It says, "Oh, please give me money," but I don't. Thinking about making a sign that says, "We'll work for pussy." Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the walk, and the next video I'll explain as to whether this allowed me to catch a Route 60 or not.